Okay. Hello, dear candidates. I want to welcome you to this segment of our online lessons. And I want to take this opportunity to thank those who are really taking it serious, who are endeavoring to follow through, do the assignments given. We hope you continue with the same spirit for us to achieve. Today, I'm here to take you through the English lesson. We are prepared, but remember, as we were leaving, we had covered part of term one, topic one, work. But the rest of the other part of that topic, we were able to send it through WhatsApp. We hope you were able to do it. So right now, I want us to begin from topic two. And as we are much aware, topic two covers letter writing. So basically, that's where we're going to focus today. Okay, under this topic, letter writing, we expected to cover the two topics as we can see them. Topic one, covering what I prefer to call friendly letters. However, some people prefer calling them the informal letters. We shall see why. Others also prefer calling them the unofficial letters. So don't get disturbed when you meet any of the three. They refer to the same thing. Then when we are done with this, we shall go on to look at topic two, rather subtopic two, which is almost the opposite of the first one we have seen. That is the formal letters. Still, some people prefer calling them the official letters. Others also call them the business letters. However, the three refer to that specific one type of letters. Allow me begin with the first topic, the friendly letters. What is a friendly letters for the starters? I've come up with my own definition here to capture what this letter means. We're saying it's a letter, it's a type of letter written specifically to people who are our relatives, friends, peers, or anybody else with whom you have a relationship, a common relationship. In other words, these letters will write them to people who are so close to us. These people, we know them very well because they are our friends, they are our relatives, they are our peers. So we tend to write these letters to them. Now, these letters, like I said earlier, some people actually prefer referring to them as informal. The reason is simple. These are informal letters simply because the way we write them, we tend to be informal. We don't use formal language, but we always go informal. So we are saying friendly letters come under informal writing, and oftentimes we have talked about letters comprises 5 parts. Major, I've grouped the components in 5 parts for us to clearly capture how we write them. The first part, I've called it the heading. not the heading in the titles, no, but the heading. When you look at the second column, we are saying this heading includes what we call the senders. Sender is a person who is writing the letter. So we are saying the sender's address together with the date form what we call a heading. Now, for any for any informal letter, needs these two things: address and the date. But the date we are talking about here is that specific one on which you're writing that letter. Now, how do we write addresses? Allow us to look at this example here. Addresses have got three parts. In other words, this is what I'm calling a part. Then we have got this one, also that one. So the three form for us what we are calling an address. The first part normally tells us the place. Then the second one gives us the post office box number for that particular place that you're talking about. Then the last one is always the city where this place can be, the city this place is close to. Call it postal address because that's where we're going to get the post office where this number is. So postal address, postal number, then the place. The three will form for us the address. I hope I'm clear on that. Then two of the heading we have said is the date. This date is when you write the letter or when the letter is written. Now, there are various ways of writing dates. Here, we don't restrict any. All of them are okay, provided you've written them very well. Let us take an example. One of the forms of writing a date is when we bring the day, the month, and the year that way. Some people even go ahead to prefer to put a comma just before the year, which is also okay, but slowly phasing out in British English. We always advise us to use that comma if the date is going to be in a full sentence. And yet here we shall not need a sentence. Then the other way of writing a date, we can look here. We can also choose to use these hyphens or the blacks. For example, I have 24th. Now, instead of writing June, the 1, then I write it in digits. Then I bullet, then bring 2020. This one is also very okay. Others also choose to use this, the slash, which is also very okay and acceptable. Others also going to use periods between there, which is also very okay to use. However, I always tell my pupils to go for this one. It's more of a standard one. So that forms us our heading. So from here to here, part 1, heading. I think we have captured that very well. Allow me push to part 2. Now, part 2 forms what we call a salutation. Salutation, others take it to be a greeting, which is also very, very okay. But we are saying a salutation is any word of greeting you use at the beginning of a letter. However, it should be courteous and shows respect. I've given you some few examples of such words that show respect and can be used when we are forming our salutation. For example, a word like dear shows respect, so can begin my salutation by this word dear. Then, because it's an informal letter, I bring the name of the person I'm writing to. Because I understand, since we say we are writing to friends, this type of letters or relatives, we know their names. Some people even choose to use some sweet ones. I've heard some children say, dear daddy, dear mommy. I've had also other sweeter ones, dear sweetheart, and so many others. Now, why do we use such? Because we are very, very sure of these people to whom we are writing. So I've chosen dear John as an example. However, there are very many others. You children of .com nowadays have you rarely find them use this, but they go for words like, I've seen people use words like hi. I've seen others say hello, among others. Also, these are very, very okay since we are dealing with an informal kind of writing. So, this will form for us part of the salutation. Then, this is the greeting. How are you doing over there? And other words can come in. This is now our greeting, plus this salutation forms the second part. However, before I forget, there's a common mistake here. You always find when people say, or when people choose to use, how are you? And they tend to say, nowadays. Get it clearly? Say, nowadays, as a single word. Part 3 forms the main part of the letter. We call it the body part. This body part or the body contains the information, the message that you want to send, that message that you have planned to deliver to the other person to whom you're writing will come under our body part. Now, how do we begin our body part? Quickly, I've seen very many people say, I am writing, blah, blah, blah. That is very, very okay. I've also seen others say, I have written, which is also okay. But now, what's the message you have sent? So, it is important for us to leave the action in continuous such that when the other person receives the letter, he is also compelled to follow through because it's a continuous action. You want him to continue with the message. How is he going to continue? By writing back. That's why we always emphasize you to use writing such that you are sure of a reply. Actually, even you don't need to mention that please reply after you have said writing. But now, when I say I have written, then somewhere, somehow, I'm going to be forced to tell this person to reply because it's not going to be automatic. So, note that very carefully. So that forms the body. Everything you need to tell this person will come under that part. Allow me continue to fall. Part 4 and gratitude. For example, when I write my letter, then at the bottom of it, I say regards. Then I'm showing respect. This is just a gesture of respect, of gratitude that a letter has been written to you. You can as well say your friend, yours truly, among others. Don't forget, these gestures are always followed by a comma. Then we shall come to the last part. What follows after the gesture? Let us go straight there. We come to what we call the signing off. Signing off will include your name. Now, after the other gesture, for example, your friend, comma, then I put the name. Me who has gesture, comma, come down, write my name. Now, this name strictly should be in lower. Each name, each part of the name will take a capital letter as a rule. So basically, an informal letter, call it a friendly letter. I want us to look at an example such that we can apply those 5 parts and you see practically how do they apply. Let's go and look at that. For example, someone has given you such a question. I prefer calling them instructions, writing instructions. What do we do? One, it's always important to read these instructions, analyze them, understand them, understand word by word from beginning to the dot. Why do we need that? We need that such that we can capture the intention of writing, especially when it comes to academic writing. You know, there are 2 types. I can write for my own pleasure, but again, I can write for academic purposes. For example, someone giving you this is academic. So for academic, we should really understand the instructions such that we can generate a message that we're going to write. Let us go through this one, and later on, shall see how to approach it. You can read with me using your school address. Write a letter to your friend in another school, inviting him or her to your 12th birthday party. In your letter, tell him or her when, where, and the time it will take place. Remind him or her to come with a gift for you. So those are the instructions that have been given to you. Now, when we are given instructions and we have read, it is always important to, yes, after getting the instructions, you have got the instructions. Some people call it a question. You have the question given to you, like that one. Read it, understand it. Then step 2, you need to identify what they have told you to write about. We call such the instructive words. Some people call them the tasks. What task have you been given to accomplish? What are you going to write about? That becomes your. Another one, remind. Now, When you're to write and you don't capture those, your writing may not get you the marks. Because when marking is done, there are the instructive ones that are followed to get you a mark. I don't need to look at a very big letter. No, I need to look at instructive words whether they have been catered before. Then there are also others that are key. For example, there is no way you're not going to tell me the when part in this question. There's no way you will not tell me the where and the time, because they are the tasks. They are tasking you here to give the when. When of what? When of the party. They are tasking you to give the where the party is going to take place. They are tasking you to give the time when the party is to take place. So my dear candidates, these must be captured as well. The moment I read and I don't see the when, no mark. I don't see the where, no mark. I don't see the time, no mark. I don't see you inviting, no mark. I don't see you reminding, no mark. I don't see you use the school address as instructed, no mark. I hope that is clear. 3. After you've got all the instructive words, now think of your writing plan. Writing plan. Here I mean, what is the sequence of your writing going to be like? For example, what am I writing first? What am I writing second? What am I writing third? On and on. It goes until the last bit of it. Here, I've prepared my plan, things that I need to capture. I'm going to capture the address, but specifically Eliana Junior School address. Why that address? The instructions, if I may take you back, told us to use school address. And my school is Eliana, so I focus on Eliana Junior School address. If you remember very well, we said the first part heading have the address and the date. So, next I'll look at date. When am I writing? That date needs to be shown clear. Then we talked of salutation and greeting, comes next in part 2. Then part 3 will give you the body. Now the body sometimes we tend to add in our own message to the receiver, even when it's not going to be awarded marks. But that is okay. It can also come as an addition part to the body. Then we come to the closing part, where we say we need gestures. Then lastly, we capture the name in lower case. So that serves our plan. So let us go to writing. We shall follow this sequence. Capture the address, come to the date, come to the salutation, the greeting, the body, then gesture. Lastly, we sign off, as we said. Let us look at an example of how we can write that. Look at my address. Eliana Junior School, P.O. Box 1305, Kampala. Now, punctuations are key. Look at my place, Eliana Junior School, I gave it a comma. Post office box number, a comma. But when I came to the postal address for the city, I gave a full stop. Don't forget, punctuations are awarded. We always award. I'm writing to who? John. The name that appears here is for that person that you're writing to. The instructions told us to a friend in Dear John. Capitalize the D on Dear, capitalize the J on John because John is a proper noun. Then follow it with a comma. So this is salutation. Don't forget, we are writing on the line. I forgot to tell you there are various ways of writing this. Ways of paragraphing. One, we have the full block, the one I'm using, where we block and leave spaces for paragraph. That is what I recommend, and it's what I'm using right now. Then we have others that we shall discuss later. So after the salutation, come to the greeting. This is now the formal one. How are you nowadays? Note this very carefully. Don't say nowadays. Say nowadays. I hope everything is well over that side. I'm also okay. Is revising notes. Now your introduction, call it the greeting, shouldn't be too big. Too big because it's not the intention of your writing. Much of the writing should be seen in the body. So, I've used a few sentences like 3 for the greeting. That is fine, but don't write a lot of it. Then after that, we can look at the next part, which we call it the body. And this is the message you want to send out. And remember, the message should capture the instructive words, should capture the tasks. And we have already identified them. We said we need to capture, if I may take you back a little, we need to capture the inviting. Let me put them here. Tell this person, what are we telling him? We are telling him the when. We are telling him the where. We are telling him the time. Then lastly, we shall remind him. So these, I am writing this letter to invite. I've captured that. To invite you to my 12th birthday party. And much of that information is given in your instruction. Like my birthday, that information has been given. You don't need to labor so much. So, invite captured, as you see. Then the party will be held at my home. Now we are on the where part. Where will the party be held? Or where will the party be? So we are place where captured. Continue. On 5th July 2020, that is the date. The date to start at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. So we have captured when by the date. We are capturing time by 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I hope I'm clear. So much of the tasks have been accomplished. We are left with one reminder. Remind this person. They told us to remind this person to be birthday boy. Let us see. I chose to have that in the next paragraph, as we can see here. Please don't forget to bring for me a gift. I've reminded that person. As you come, I've captured this one as well. So, the tasks have been accomplished. Now, I'm satisfied that I can have the marks because they are these that are awarded. Now, supplementary information can be given if you wish to. For example, please send my greetings with you, no problem. We can always have additional information of our own. We can always have supplementary information. But again, don't make it too big. It's not necessary. After all, it's not going to be awarded. Now, the last two parts. One, what we call the closing part. Closing part, we say, gives us gestures of respect or gratitude. For example, this is my friend. So it is no problem, your son or your daughter, or anything you choose. Then we follow it up, the comma back begins with a capital letter. Then the friend can take a small letter. After the comma, come and sign off. We say the signing off takes small letters or lowercase, but each of the names will take. So basically, that is how we write an informal letter, specifically the academic one. Next time we meet, we shall see how we write the letters of pleasure. Thank you very much. We hope to meet soon for another lesson.